Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching this from. Good morning. We're going to be waiting for people to join us. Good morning, good morning, good morning from Alberta. And while we're waiting, I'll quickly just introduce myself. My name is Tracy Folorunsho-Barry. I am the CEO and founder at Grow Women Leaders, where I also wear the hat of career strategist and also the principal recruiter here. Of course, at Grow, what we are specialized in doing is helping women, especially immigrant women, get hired and advance their career. And that, of course, I always talk around all the time. But something brought us here today, which I'm going to be talking around, and I've made a couple of posts and stories around it. We're going to be discussing around it of the announcement that was just recently made. Come on in, everyone watching. And if you're watching this on a replay, let me know what your thoughts are. And for those that are here right now, if you have any question, do not hesitate to ask me. Leave your comments in the comment box, or leave your questions in your comment box, and I will answer it. And also, people that are watching on a replay, do not hesitate to leave your comments or your 2 cents to this. We are all going to be participating. For me, you watch, actually, Crystal is here on the background. I don't actually like the idea of a monologue. That means just me talking. I love the idea of dialogue. People coming together, having conversation. I'm very, very attracted to people that are very intelligent when it comes to. That's my secret, okay? So yeah, just having that intelligent conversation around us, because guess what? We're all in it together. So where do we start for a while? We're still waiting for people to join. Hello. For those that are tuning in, welcome. So Crystal, interesting.
Exactly. So yesterday, Jason Kenney had an announcement. They're launching a recruitment campaign. And so I kind of wanted you to talk about what are your thoughts on what he announced, and also maybe there's a quote that he said from the
Absolutely. I'm going to dive into that, because yesterday I didn't let Crystal sleep because I kept sending her messages. I was up wanting to get into the live, and for some reason I wasn't able to access it. I don't know. I don't watch TV, so I wasn't able to. I went, the tweets that I got, I kept going back to click on the live. It didn't work. I was like, what? I was just like, what is all this? And can it go on global? How do you on the TV? I have no idea. But early this morning, because I was bombarding Crystal with messages and what is your thoughts on this? And coincidentally, I have to say, we did a live yesterday talking about kind of issues like this. How careers and recruitment and what is going to be happening, and how there was a talent shortage and all that. And when I looked up later, a couple of hours later, I saw that. I'm like, Crystal, look at this, and of course it was interesting. And because I wasn't able to access it last night, I knew I was going to get it. And early this morning, Crystal sent me the link to the live. Hello, everyone joining in. Thanks for joining. So the first quote that I heard, or the last quote actually when it was running up, it says, I'm quoting our premier here, okay? It says, Alberta wants you. Alberta needs you. Alberta is calling, and there are many reasons why you should answer this call. Crystal, I just got from Toronto. A couple of days ago, I just got back from Toronto. And I've been to Vancouver many times. I lived in Toronto for a long time. Come on. I like that, I love that. Girl, she always come in when I'm doing her live. What has she got to say? Okay, she got it. Okay. Yes. So it's very, this is a bold move. Even yesterday during our conversation, we were talking about, the talent shortage. We talked a little bit about recession. Though it's not declared here, in Canada, I have nothing, but I know in America, it is what people are talking about recession, And for recession, it is, for me, it's opportunity, because if you're ready for recession, millionaires are births, right? And of course, the pandemic did a lot of catastrophe, I have to say, in the workforce. And many companies are looking to get back running so they can meet demand. And unfortunately, we don't even want to go into details of what has happened during the pandemic, how there was not the great resignation, the great resignation, everybody resigning from their job. It's a big thing. Matter of fact, I was reading an article last week, and I heard about in some city in the US how they all quit their job because they were asked to come back to work. Like come back to, like they were working remotely, I think so. So many of it was due to being asked to come back to work now. Matter of fact, the government of Alberta, I got a tweet last week, how they were having problems to get their worker back into the workplace. Everybody's loving the freedom that's they've tasted ever since. So matter of fact, people are even quitting their job if you ask them to leave their remote work to come back to the workplace. So there's a lot of talent shortage right now.
I have a question for you. Do you think that based on this quote, if lots of immigrants come and answer this call, that Alberta is ready?
Okay, before I even get to that place, it's Alberta actually has one of the fastest growing economy. We have to say to that. And of course, I was trying to dissect why that is. You know, matter of fact, I going to Toronto a couple of weeks ago, seeing the commuting that people make to and from to work, and I'm like, damn, I love Alberta because you wake up in the morning, you're off to work. Like this accessibility and everything, it's amazing. It's a good selling point. And of course, we need to talk about the selling points of the tagline that they said you're using for the campaign. We need to talk about that. So the talent shortage now, economy diversification was another thing that he mentioned. You know, diversity. Of course, everyone knows Alberta to be like a oil and gas province. You know, that's what attracts all the professionals. That's what brings them here to be the province for that. And now the big new one is the tech. So they are actually looking into like many other industries now that are coming up for more talents. With that, definitely, if Alberta is one of the fastest growing economy, recovering from the pandemic, which I think they're doing a beautiful work around. Stats don't lie. So stats don't lie. So that means, in order for them to keep up this growth or to contain this growth, they need more talent, and that's where they're falling short. Yes, my prediction, I also said yesterday that it's going to get worse. Talent shortage is worse. It's gonna get worse in not just in Alberta, but many of the provinces, many of the countries as we go along, because it's a new way of working, and many companies are gonna be fine. They're looking for a way to shift, though they are not fully there yet. You know, even during the pandemic, many companies were saying, "Oh, don't worry, our workers are gonna be working from home. We're gonna be containing that and all that." Guess what? Because they were not really ready to sustain that, they are starting to say, oh my God, it's not possible to have these people to work from home. So they are starting to ask their workers to go, because that is what they built many years, the system around working from the workplace.
Right.
If you saw Elon Musk, I think they said mistakenly a tweet leak threatening the worker to say, hey, if you don't come to work, you're going to be fired. Which I think that guy is so strategic. He's a genius when it comes to marketing. You know what I mean? So these were all organizations or companies that would say, oh, it's okay, we're flexible, workers can work from home. So it's not sustainable. And that is why you're going to be seeing a lot of people still quitting, and because it doesn't fit. Okay, somebody was telling me in Toronto how they commute to work 3 hours going and coming, plus your 12-hour shift or 8-hour shift. That is crazy.
Yeah, that's too much time.
It's not sustainable. At one point, people that do that, and at the end, you see that the money is not even like worth it. Those are the people that are saying, you know what, I'm going to look for something better. So if that person was to leave that position, they have to fill that role. So that is what we are seeing right now. So talent shortage is going to be here for a long time. This is where the opportunity comes from many people that are going to be looking to reskill, upskill. so that they will be able to be flexible, because people are looking, even what we do at Grow Women Leaders is all about flexibility. So, to answer your question right now, yes, it's a great move what they are doing, the government of Alberta is doing, in order to keep up with the demand, which is going to get crazier if something is not done. Are people going to act into that call? Is what I don't know. So this is where I can also envision that there's going to be a lot of immigration coming, or immigrant coming in to fill this void, because it's just going to be too much. So I won't be surprised right now that when they've done this, it's not actually working, because to get those people that they are looking to go at, the talent that they're looking to go attract from Toronto and Vancouver, sorry to say, many of them were in Alberta, in Edmonton or in Alberta first. I wept during the pandemic when I saw the amount of talent that Alberta was losing to the same cities. A lot of the people that would do work together, a lot of talents that I know in the city, they relocated to Vancouver. And I couldn't stop making calls to say, I need to call me, see what is happening. And the next thing somebody goes, oh, Tracy, I'm relocating to Vancouver. I know a lot of great talents that we lost during the pandemic.
Wow.
So, will that strategy work now? I think one of the phrases was short commute to a big home.
Yeah, I'll read the two. So
read it two for me. I like, okay.
The marketing taglines they have. One is a shorter commute to a bigger house. The other one was bigger paychecks, smaller rent checks.
There was another one that I read too, was what do a company say to Alberta? You are hired. So you can go to my story and say that. Yeah, that one's there. Yeah. So basically, they are saying that any work that you go into is going to be like positive for you, which is true. Like that, it was so hilarious when I was reading, and I was posting, I was just tweeting and posting. Great move, Premier. I love that. So yeah, those things are very strategic. Those tag. I think it's all tagline. It's very, 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 very attractive. Yeah. So yeah. Every company now is literally, it's that bad that every company now is saying you're hired. Guess what? Alberta was once like that. Yes.
So it was during the boom, right?
During the boom. They don't even interview you, like you just get in there and just like, oh, you're going to be trained, you're hired. That was the work. Matter of fact, people were just hopping from job to job. No, it was a beating. Oh, when you go there, how much are they paying you right now? Oh, $35. I'm going to make that. Like, it was once like that. I think that's what we're seeing again. The economy is booming. That's what we're looking for. And those quotes, it's a selling point. And yes, you're right. Alberta is a beautiful place. Matter of fact, I have to give that to Alberta. All my successes, as I keep saying, came from Edmonton. And the support, the small community, everybody, kind of, I don't want to go into, yes, I was able to discover myself, because of this province gave me that space. Imagine somebody commuting to work 6 hours. That is 6 hours of you creating something innovative. And because I didn't have to do that here, because I was like, that is insane. How do you guys cope with that? It's like, oh, we're already conditioned. People are already used to it. Like some people say they don't even go home for days. They are living from job to job to job. Oh my God. I think the Premier actually made use of that. They've done their research. You guys are going to go crazy. Haven't you heard of Alberta? I actually advocate for Alberta too. Are you going to stay? I got back from Toronto. Every time I go to Toronto or this be like, when I come back to Alberta, there's always this
sigh of relief there.
Yes, it is a beautiful place for you to come. I have to say that. If you want a decent life, you want to raise amazing kids, which I thought the Premier talked about it. But my question now that I am here to actually talk about will be, what are we talking here? What is the question we're here for?
What can Alberta really do to make sure that when they're hiring these people, that it's equitable, and also that there's going to be a balance between equity in the workforce?
I love that. So what I am here to talk about is how Alberta should hire well and hire better. That's what it is. It's our tag phrase. That's what we did during the campaign and during the pandemic. trying to talk about, what was the campaign that we did again?
Hire well, hire better, or the hire back better?
Hire back better. We knew we were there first. Okay, go back and go see what we've done. We were there first. So we're telling the employer to hire back better. Even matter of fact, when Trudeau, got back in and he did all that he did. Like we were so excited. We're celebrating that. We're talking about that is what hire back better was, because the cabinet was more like equitable, more women, even admitted. For the first time in the council, there were more women. That is hiring well, hire back better. Those are the strategies that we'll be talking about. So now our tagline at Grow is hiring well, hiring better. As a matter of fact, when we are talking to employers, we're telling them you have to hire well and hire better. And that's what we have to do when it comes to inequality in the workplace within the gender and trying to balance the workplace with more women and all that. So you can go learn about what we do at Grow Women Leaders by just clicking in the bio and the women joining us. So this morning when I was all like reading through and doing my research and thinking about all this, and I'm like, wow, this Premier, I have to give it to you. I think it's got some good move there. It's got some, business move and all that, I like that. But what I wanted to say on a serious note is like, when we start talking about hiring well, hiring better, how do we do that? Yes, all the tagline that has been put in place is very, very appealing, very attractive, and I also made sure during my other posts talking about it's not just even with our recruitment practice, because what we do at Grow is recruitment, mainly recruitment. In our recruitment practice, it's not just recruitment that really matter. It's actually retaining them. We've seen it over and over again. When the economy is booming, people will rush to Alberta. Oh, that call, people are going to answer it. The quote of Alberta wants you. They are going to be coming. Alberta needs you. They know that Alberta needs them. They're going to come. And Alberta is calling. Oh, the call is so loud and so clear and very genius right now. And there is a lot of reason, according to what he said, for them to answer that call. That call is going to be answered. I can guarantee you, Mr. Premier. But the question is, when all said and done, even in our recruitment practice, we encourage our partners to not just look into diversifying the workplace, which there's a lot of similarity about workforce and how the companies operate and how a province and cities operate. It's a business, you know what I mean? So remember that it is true retention that an economy grows. It is true retention is when company grow. So I'll go into that a little bit more. It costs a lot of money to get new talent every time. It costs a lot of money. So if a company keep going, having the habit of, somebody, they hire somebody and they quit, it costs them a lot of money. Matter of fact, go do the research. I don't want to talk about that because that's another story for money. The same thing he actually said, this campaign is going to be costing a lot of money to attract talent in. So the question is like, when they now get in, so history does not repeat itself. When the economy was booming, we had a lot of people. I said in my post that when we came with other family. And guess what? Those other family already led back to the same city that we're looking to attract talent from. They went back. Secondly, the second of all is like making sure that we retain them. There is going to be a lot of minority immigrants that is going to be answering to this call, because that is what is going to fall back on, right? Because which for me, if I was to be in the advisory, I think we should do more with retraining and reskilling and uptooling more of the people that they have here, and see how that really do more. I know they've done a lot with everything that they're giving out right now, but let's see what that really brings. What our organization, how are they really producing that? Which at Grow we have that going on here. Like we have a system for that to really happen, right? So let's really see how we need to make use of our own. We need to bring more awareness of, there are so many people that are currently burnt out in their industry that they're in. They're looking for a better option. There's not enough education of letting them know, which is what we're trying to get out now. I don't see if that is working. I don't know, but I think we should kind of also use that first. Secondly, is this campaign now. When these talents come, how do we intend to keep them? So this is what I have put together. With the shortage, it might be next to impossible. And I'm not saying, I don't know what is currently happening out there. Maybe there are other things out there. I see a lot of immigration. A lot of immigrants are going to come in. So if there's immigrant people now are not answering to the call of Mr. Premier, what are we going to be doing to retain them? What are we going to be doing to keep them? So this is where my tip come in. And that is why now at Grow Women Leaders, when we are talking about company coming to us to come hire from us, when company coming to us to come be part of us or work with us. So it's not just you hiring from us. There are also principles that we work with or work on collaboratively, right? That is like that is what we ask our partners to say, this is what we do. Nobody know it all. We are all learning, especially when you're working with a very diverse population. This is what you have to do. So I have to really feel that let's look more into, in order to retain these people, we need to look more into the EDIA, which is like more of the practice that we have here, more of the education that we give our employer. You know, we want to talk about EDIA. When we talk about equity, currently, how is Alberta positioning themselves? I don't know. I'm just putting this out there. You know, equity. It's important. In this case, I'm going to talk from gender equity, right? Alberta, I told my team today, like, it was my husband that came to Alberta first, and then I came with him, and I have to learn to manage my life and build my life around him. So Alberta, when you pull out that call, the first people that is going to be attracted to this place are the men. So how can we modify that message to actually make it more equitable? I don't know if you agree with that.
Right, because a lot of the things that are talking around the industries.
Because everybody knows, like when you say you're from Alberta, and say, oh, are you on oil and gas province? And who works in the oil and gas province? It's men. So what are we doing right now? Because there's more opening for women now. But is the messaging going to be clear now for women to know that they are also invited? And in this booming economy, there's equitable. It's going to be equitable for both men and women, for the disability and every that. I think the message has to be clear. It needs to be clear, because there's just this understanding of how people view Alberta trade, and who works in the trade is men, and it's going to attract more men. That's number one tip. Number two tip is diversity. Yes, there's diversification of economy, which is amazing right now, but we need to do more. It is attracting more diversification, and with diversity, there is more that comes. Sorry, I'm getting an email here. There's more responsibility that comes with diversity. I hope it's been thoroughly prepared for the diversification, not just economy-wise, but also like gender, racial, disability, and all that. It's been thought of. There's something put in place. We can go into that, but I think that is just a topic of its own. But we have to look into that, and all those things have to reflect. I know there was also a part in the video that was talking about how they are opening up the economy to newcomers, and it's going to be newcomers from all over. So after the diversity, we talk about EDI. I is inclusion. So when everyone is in here from all background, from all ethnic, from all the multicultural that we're going to see increase, how would they be included so they can feel welcome? Because as I always tell our partner, it's not just recruiting from us because you want minority woman or immigrant woman because it looks so good when it comes to the pictures and all that. The question will also be, are you creating a workplace that is inclusive for all? Oh, trust me, I can go into details with that, but I choose just to leave it as is, right? Make it more inclusive. And it starts from the way you're going to be marketing. It starts with your marketing. It's all in there. People can read into details now. And the last but not the least, accessibility. Let's make sure it reflects from the marketing and from the campaign how truly this economy is going to be accessible by all, irrespective of who you are, where you're from, what you love, everything that you do, the ability, the disability, and all that, and what you are putting in place in order for all of this to happen. So I'm just going to do a recap. So in order for us to have a more inclusive, recruitment, we want to focus also, like, it's not just idea of recruiting, because we've seen it over and over again, whereby when economy is booming, everybody comes in, and when it's busted and everybody's gone. Economy does not grow that way, just like the same in a company. A company does not grow just from hiring. They grow from the ability to be able to retain, right? And in order for those ones to happen, we have to look into EDIA, which stand for Equity, Diversity, Inclusion, and Accessibility. If this is reflected in our marketing, starting from the campaign right now, which is marketing campaign, it's going to get the right people into the economy that will not only come for just the me, but also will be there to fight for the economy, which is what we're looking for. Because it's gonna take a lot of work. It takes two to tango. It's gonna take all these people now to believe in this mandate, to fight for this cause. I'm doing a startup here. I love this mandate too much. Even when it's hard, I am still here fighting for this to make sure that it comes to life, So that's what economy should be treated as. Everybody having the idea to say, we are all in this together. We're going to do everything possible to make this economy work. And I'm not just going to be here when things are good, but also when things are not looking good. It takes you and I to make this. But it has to start from the grassroots, from how things are put in place, right from the onset. We want to make sure that in messages are cleared and people that are going to be buying into the campaign. We are targeting marketing. This is where your expertise come in, Crystal. The targeting people that we're targeting the right people for this cause, because trust me, Alberta has a lot to offer. A matter of fact, I sell Alberta everywhere I go. But let them just see the beauty of this amazing province, but also what we are doing to make sure that everyone that comes in here, which is going to be a lot of, minority immigrant that is going to be acting to this, your call. When they come in here, they are well taken care of. And when they are well taken care of, it's just like a company. When you take care of the workers, in turn, they take care of the company. So when they are well taken care of, when they are taught about, when they are, when they are guided, when they are loved, when they are truly included, they give you all that they have. We have to be ready for that. Anyway, Mr. Premier, if you need more of this, because while we're also doing this, we want women in the workforce. That is why I'm so particular about this. The province right now need talent. We want to make it clear that it's more women can do more what men can do, right? And that's pretty much what it is. And I really look forward to the booming phase that is going to come and stay this time around. Because as I said, Alberta has a lot to offer. And while you guys are just trust me, we're also here to support in any way we can by, connecting those amazing, talented women to the provinces as needed, So even as that, you can visit us on www.growwomenleaders to learn more. So I look forward to seeing you all. Provincia, municipal governments, the companies. I look forward to seeing you on the inside where we all grow together. Until next time, I look forward. You guys take care of yourself. I think that's what I should be saying. So, Crystal, do you have any other last word?
No, but leave us any comments or what your thoughts are on this topic.
Absolutely. I want to hear from you as well. You know, how can we really make this amazing province that we're in a better place? You know, we all have to fight for it. It's our duty, and opportunity are really there, just as the Premier said. But we want that opportunity to stay, right? And that's what we all are going to be working on. And it takes you and I in collaboration with the government to make that happen. All right, that's it. Can we? That's it.
Yeah.
All right, bye guys. Bye.